Learn to be super successful. Subscribe to my channel, Meathead.
Stock price that Disney was, so to say, like running out of steam on ideas. Well, Pixar was actually growing really, really quickly. Which means like they were having the future technology. They had the great talent, and from that perspective, they were like very, very good in terms of like running their business, numbers-wise. The Deutsche Bank.
Yeah. Well, we read that there, that the Deutsche Bank, when they were doing negotiations, did an analysis and said that they had predicted 65 sequels of the movies that had already been released, that they could make back 6.5 billion just on those sequels, not counting anything new they would make. So it does seem like the way to go. You would make back the profits, you know.
Well, 65 sequels takes a long time. I mean...
Oh, yeah.
Like one a year or something.
But it's basically like guaranteed, per se. In the long
So their stop loss is if it was 65 sequels, those billions of dollars, so they couldn't lose money.
Yeah. But then, on the other hand, they did say that they were running a risk because it's just like the case that I brought up to you the other day. If all the employees left, then they would have just bought the most expensive computers in the world because they had nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had no employment contracts.
Because their concept is only talent. That's their asset.
Is that Disney's risk or Pixar's risk? That's Disney's risk because they're acquired, and that's why they preserved their culture, right? Mm-hmm. They said, okay, look, you can keep your culture, because otherwise they would have walked.
Well, they kept their top executives also. They didn't change their...
Keep the culture intact. So they went into...
It's like Buffett, right? When he buys a company, he just goes, just carry on because you're doing well. Why should I start doing my stuff?
Yeah.
That's kind of QLA. That's QLA, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the point isn't for us to jump in and start changing.
No. We can help to improve.
Yeah.
Most of the companies that you're going to look at, even big companies, don't understand really what the internet does for marketing. Virtually, some people have no marketing presence whatsoever. I mean, none, other than a website. Some of the people that you're going to look at don't even have a fucking website.
Well, the accountants, they don't know anything about marketing.
No, yeah. And that's why I think we discussed it before. You're not going to pay for this, but you can easily drive top line 20, 30, some cases 50%. Yeah. I mean, overnight, in a quarter. Yeah. Because they're not, in their mind, they look at marketing as an expense. It's just like when companies get in trouble, one of the first things that they cut out is marketing and sales efforts, and then that's the worst thing to cut out. That's, and so, when you get something, the argument for getting a deal that is like 1.15 or 1.25 debt service to cash flow is that you're going to drive top line 50%. But shit happens. And so even though I'm telling you that, I would buy something at 1.15 or 1.25 debt service to cash flow ratio, because what if a 9/11? What if, something like that happens? And when it happens to you, or what if Saddam Hussein's psycho fucking path invades Kuwait, and I should have known better because 10 years before that, we were drilling in Peru, South America, and Colombia invaded Peru for the first time in 500 years. And kidnapped all our drilling people, explorationists. We didn't think that, but shit happens. Yeah, but it's hindsight's 20/20. But the deal was not just ostensibly, for real. It was a good deal.
But I don't think it's based on the numbers we were talking.
I think,
we think it's different motivation, such as ego.
Oh yeah,
it's ego because we were talking. And nobody really knew Steve Jobs owned. Well, the average person didn't know Steve Jobs owned Pixar until he sold it.
That's true. Mm-hmm.
So he sold it, and everybody knew he's so great. And then plus, we also realized that the iPhone came out, 2007, June 29th.
was not
Around the
even
same
a
time,
year.
he got rid of Pixar and the responsibilities, so now he can laser focus on that product. And we know the iPhone's the biggest product for Apple. So I think that's why he did it. Because everybody knows it's profitable. So I think that's secondary, not the first.
Yeah, so the seller's motivation wasn't that he was losing money, because he wasn't, he was
Make
profiting.
money. Yeah.
So what was that phrase that you said, the QLA phrase? Focus on the...
You.
Yeah,
View.
that's why we think that they can focus on...
Laser focus.
So
Uh,
now, I
on
think
launch, right?
well, we can all notice that sometimes a motivated seller doesn't just have to be for money. They
No.
can be making money and they have other motives.
I've
of
been
why
in
to
deals
sell.
where this motivated seller was just to fuck his partners.
And he didn't like the former CEO
Yeah.
of Disney.
Yeah.
As soon as he got the new CEO.
So he was making a statement, like, I do
Right.
this my terms when I want to, not
And you got what
because
you
of
wanted.
you.
Yeah. Ego.
Yeah,
Deal.
ego.
Sure.
And a lot of those big deals are driven by egos.
Oh,
And remember, success leaves clues. Again, I mean, Steve was vicious, savage, ruthless.
Yeah.
And but so were the Disney guys. But they used to hide behind the cloak of Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. But there was a cartoon put out in the Disney's lawyers that made him take it down, where Donald Duck was like a dinosaur mouth, you know, with big fangs and teeth, and Mickey Mouse was some kind of, you know, midnight rapist or some shit, because they had reputation of it, you know, not leaving too much of anything on the bone when they took something over. Although you go to the theme parks and you see little kids bouncing around with, they put on Mickey Mouse ears, that certainly wasn't how the senior management thought or proceeded in doing deals. You started asking the question?
no, whether we missed anything.
No.
When you
Disagree.
want us to present, do we present like if nobody had ever read this case, or just give
No,
our findings?
your I don't want to say common consensus, but your group thought. Other people have different thoughts, by the way.
Okay. We don't think.
Ours is the best.
Okay, okay, you're right, fine.
Yeah.
But, you know, there are different
I
thoughts.
think they're going to be more focused on the numbers, but we'll see.
Can we go first?
Huh?
Sorry,
We're going to draw straws.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
We're volunteering.
Huh?
So we don't have to give like the whole.
Didn't you learn never to volunteer?
No.
Yeah. But just a general view, some people wouldn't, if they were Disney, wouldn't buy this deal because it was so small.
Yeah, because they do 30 billion in revenue.
Correct.
Hmm.
But remember, they would
Yeah, but-
also control the market because
they
at
won't
this
buy it.
point.
People jumping on your presentation,
Okay.
but that's one of the things.
They
Don't
look at
worry,
the revenue
we got
from the
bullets.
box office.
It's, you know, it's like size matters, irrespective of what the girls tell you. Size matters. And some people will look at this, that's just one different aspect. Bless you.
Bless you.
Yeah. And we've got a lead. One of the guys is in Tokyo right now, and he thinks he's discovered a new kind of fund money that would help QLA. I haven't read the whole thing yet, but we're going to discuss it after lunch. It's called samurai money. No bullshit.
I'll take it.
Okay? I haven't got down to the part, but non-recourse samurai money.
Wow, sounds good.
Yeah.
So, what else are we missing? What, is there anything else?